Well, since we're talking about it, let's have a quick conversation about that series, India coming over to play in England. Noting, of course, England have very much gone with the pace attack. And would you say India's strong suit is their pace attack or more their spinning options? And would they bring a bevy of spinners across to England for those conditions? How do you think that series is going to go? I
don't think they'll, like we talked about Akshar Patel, he's not even going to look in this. Well, he wasn't even named in the squad.
Yeah.
And again,
I think they'll bring Ashwin and maybe Patel's his backup. But
maybe. But it's, and we'll get into sort of selection queries with India going into tomorrow's test match. It's, do you play Ashwin and Jadeja or one or the other? Let alone,
maybe Jadeja's
this guy who's taken the most wickets in his first 3 games ever.
True.
Obviously, the conditions will play for it, and we have talked about India's depth. They can pick horses for courses right now with bowling as well as with their batting. So they're going to come here and
Akshay misses out.
Absolutely. No. He's not even in the squad, I don't think. Yeah.
He's in the squad. He's in the squad.
Well, sorry. Well, you can't.
For mine, he misses out. Yeah, definitely.
No, he won't play Friday. I don't think he'll play against England.
No.
The low-key thing that's sort of no longer low-key is India's fast bowling. Like, they have a selection dilemma at fast bowling, and not because, we need to find a third seamer. It's, how do we fit all these seamers in here? So they've got Bumrah, one of the best quicks in the world.
Pick and stick.
Mohammad Shami in India is going to have an absolute field day.
Yep.
Ishant Sharma's back and healthy. Siraj showed here in Australia that, if it can swing or seam, he's going to get the best out of it. And then
both things great in England.
Umesh Yadav, again, bowls absolute gas. That's 5 quicks.
So they're going to pick 3, you'd think?
I think, and we'll jump in. Well, I'll finish off by saying England are in big trouble. If they got New Zealand, host New Zealand, India, go to Australia, they're looking at 3 series losses in a row.
Yeah.
And New Zealand clearly went into this game not thinking, look, a win. If we can get a win, that'd be great. But whatever, we've got a bigger fish.
Tiered squad in this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Going in it, we'll jump straight into this game. So to that point, I think they're in a great position. I saw Agarwal recently. He's not going to get picked. So it looks like Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, who showed a bit here in Australia, they'll open.
Yep.
They've got a guy named Pujara who can bat all day.
Kohli, I think.
Kohli may sneak into the 4.
He's not too bad.
Ajinkya Rahane, who again is one of the most underrated batsmen and leaders in world cricket. 6 and 7's interesting. They do have is it Varane? Have I got that right?
Yeah, Varane.
He's in this team, but I think they'll go Pant at 6, and then you've got 7, 8. I think they do play Ashwin and Jadeja.
Jadeja bats 7.
Yeah, and then Ashwin 8. Because between them, you've got the spin and enough batting there to because 8 down, you're not expecting runs. So if 8 and 7 can combine for some runs, you're happy there because their quicks can't bat for shit. So I think Bumrah and Shami pick themselves. Their biggest question is...
Sorry, just to interrupt you there. Would they pick more of a specialist batsman over Jadeja? Or do you think you're happy with him producing?
I don't think Varane. I don't think Varane is that much better. He's sort of a batting all rounder. I'd rather take Jadeja's extra bowling because he's hit test tons than Varane. What Varane can sort of.
Do you think maybe Washington Sundar might get a shout there as a guy that has better with bat than Jadeja? So take a little bit more bat than bowl.
It is because it is England, and you've got a point. If not for his, because he bowls spin, so no for mine. If he was at seamer like New Zealand, and we'll get into their team. If you have a seamer that can bat 7, and that's why England is normally so successful in England because they've got Ben Stokes.
Yeah,
that flips your whole lineup. You can do whatever you want if you've got a guy who can bowl seam up and bat really well. Whereas Sundar, he may be good with the bat. Jadeja's just as good. I'd take Jadeja's bowling, fielding.
Yeah, I'd say you're bowling
veteran and everything. Washington. So I think it's Jadeja, Ashwin. I don't know who you think the third quick is. I think Siraj would be very hard done by to miss out on this. He bowled very well, but does Ishant Sharma? He's got a fairly good record in England from what I remember. And even Umesh Yadav, he's sort of the. I think Siraj gets the nod as a third quick. And we'll have a look at the Kiwis where, like I said, their top 6 is a lock. They've found Devon Conway, who's just and in absolute great form. He's only hit 300 runs in the last 2 weeks in England. He'll open with Latham, who he said is a lock. Kane Williamson, Ross Taylor, Henry Nichols.
Yep.
They're absolutely lock, and they're all in great form. BJ Watling, who he's the best keeper in world cricket at the moment. Yeah, pants in the eye, but criminally underrated. Never makes mistakes with the gloves. Scrappy as with the bat, but actually has a bit of flair. What they do. It's a great headache to have when you have bowling. Like our bowlers pick themselves. We're sweet.
That's all we got.
It's literally all we've got. So Tim Southey and Trent Bolt, obviously they'll play. And what they've done for the last 10 years doesn't get talked about enough. Neither of them bowl 150 clicks. They both move it
Bolt
left and right.
He pushes it.
150
with a tailwind, maybe, but yeah.
Maybe prime Trent Bolt in with white ball cricket, not in a test match.
I'll have a look at Trent Bolt's fastest ball.
I'll have a skull bet he doesn't bowl anything quicker than 145 in the World Test Championship.
Oh, but ever?
No, of course, I said.
And there's got to be a game with
when they made World Cup final, he would have been
over. I'll take 152. I think he's bowled.
You're taking over?
Yeah.
I'll take under every day of the week with that.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
Trent Bolt,
right.
fastest ball ever.
No way he's bowled 150 clicks. But we're taking away, again, this is what happens with these two. They've opened the bowling for New Zealand for the last 8 to 10 years. So that's insane. If you can have an opening bowling partnership for that long, we talk about Broad, we talk about Anderson, we talk about Cummins, we talk about Stark and Hazelwood. We should have these two in the same conversation. So shout out to them. This is a massive moment for them. Who the third quick is? Do they go with Wagner? Henry is bowling out of his skin. You kind of can't pick Henry. I think they'll go the spinner in Patel because at 7 they can either go Jamison or Colin de Gronholm. Both, Jamison's bowling probably puts him over the line, but de Gronholm bowls a heap of swing, can bat and has a mullet. So I think de Gronholm's mullet and his big hitting get him over the line at 7. And then you go sort of Southey, Bolt. Henry or Wagner is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting what they do there.
Speed of Bolt. I think I'm in trouble here.
I think you're in massive trouble, man. I think you're in massive trouble.
147 is the quickest we can find.
Ever record, yeah.
Well, that's recorded in the IPL. That's his
Any
fastest
beers?
ball.
If he's not bowling quicker than the IB, he's never bowled quicker than that in his life.
Can we go to the nets?
So, yeah, it's obviously a massive game. Both teams coming at this a different way. India have dominated this sport the last 2 years. They dominate it every year, but they are the global superpower. They've got the best depth. They've won everywhere. Now we've got this new format that's a test, closest thing to a test World Cup, I guess. Let's be the first one.
3 years in the making?
Yeah, exactly. I think we've talked about it. It's a great concept. So let's confirm that we're the dominant ones. Whereas the Black Caps look at this and say, Bugger being the younger brother, Bugger being...
They're the underdogs.
They're the underdogs. Who's the number one team going into this?
Kiwis,
exactly. Yeah. Who's the team that, can play on these conditions? Kiwis. Who's won a game this week in England? Kiwis. So... Actually, can you get the odds for us, Marks? I wouldn't shock me if New Zealand were favourites here. Yeah, the fact they can't bat for a draw and get the win is just absolute ludicrous for me. Watch England have 3 days of rain now. It's absolute crap. But the way both these teams are looking at it, and we love the way that early declarations, attacking, batting at moments, strategic,
playing for wins.
They're playing for wins. So I would really love to see the Black Caps win this. I reckon it's going to be a great matchup. And India have everything to prove here. They've won everything under the sun the last 2 years. This is it.
So Kiwi Macca's had his say. I think I'll back him as well and go with the Kiwis in this one. What do you bet you two boys on the end of the day?
Yeah, I reckon the Black Caps for mine. Yep. From what I saw.
Don't do it, Monks. Don't do it, Monks. Go for India, would you?
You want to give him a little kiss of death?
You got some odds there for us, James?
Yeah. Yes, so New Zealand are favourites. $2.80 at the moment. Yeah.
Geez, that's good. So what's the draw?
What happens in the result of a draw? They're both winners.
Yeah. Which is just disgusting.
Isn't it?
That's just disgusting for me. So what, we're going to get Williamson and Kohli. But the way these England pitchers have been playing, there'll be a result if we get 5 days of cricket. Because the ball,
as long as it doesn't rain.
What I think 10 bowlers can do here is we'll get 40 wickets.
The way the conditions have been, you need 3.5 days.
Yeah.
3.5 days, you'll get a result.
Yeah. And the way India
love it for a test match.
like you can just tell Williamson to look at this, and whatever, Coley may as well. If draw, we both get it. We may as well go for the win and get it.
Yeah.
Like I can just imagine they'd rather do that and that attacking mentality.
Yeah.
It's really it's. I think it's and we all do. We think it's a brilliant concept. I want to sort of.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. We can maybe more Test cricket. You know, less. You put more money into it and get more incentive behind it.
Can we agree on something? Test cricket is a pinnacle of cricket.
No, it's cricket. That's what cricket is. That's what cricket. The rest is.
And you've got a T20.
The other stuff's entertainment.
You've got a T20 World Cup. You've got an ODI World Cup. Make a pinnacle of Test cricket.
Yeah, the other
But yeah,
stuff.
there's no way you can have a month-long tournament Test cricket. You know, mathematically.
But that's why they do it over 2 years
yeah.
and have come up with this strange concept. But
And then, you know, it's the first time they've done it. It's never going to be perfect the first way. So make the changes, you know, go as you long. And the fact it's New Zealand and India, like you couldn't have a scrappier underdog and a bigger, you know,
The powerhouse.
evil oligarch, you know, ruling over world cricket. So
Thanos of
and
cricket.
the fact it's in England, like it's just like cricket is such a weird sport. And the fact that we've got India versus New Zealand in London is just awesome. I love it.
yeah, I do too.
And I hope it gets
agree with
packed out. And they will at Lords. They love their cricket and it should be great.